Hello, welcome to Windrose. I wanted to show you around. I've had about 70 hours in the game so far. Been pretty fun, pirate themed, survival, crafting, Souls-like combat. It is still in early access, so there are still a few things rough around the edges, but overall it's very polished, quite a bit of fun. So just take a quick look at our base and our progress so far. So this is my island I've created. Got kind of a bottom level here with our docks. That's my first ship that I had. That's the California. And then we have our upgraded ship here, the Hairborn. Naval combat's a lot of fun on here. Spent quite a bit of time in these hours just building up the base. You do get a rested bonus for decorating. So right now my base is level 22. So a lot of time goes into decorating, kind of moving around. I did have the starter base on the starter island and then moved everything over here. So right at the docks, we got our smelting area. This is our wharf for managing the ship. I've got a chest here with things that I take to traders and use to buy goodies and then stuff for the ship. This is just kind of a catch-all basket if I don't feel like running off the boat and getting everything into the chests. As you walk up to this area, I've kind of created a tiered area amongst the rocks. Kind of fun, creates some elevation, kind of breaks everything up. Down here on the first floor of the workbenches, you got things for upgrading the ship, crafting some basic items like bandages, cloth, rope, things like that. Armor, weapons, and jewelry down here. Again, a lot of decorating going into the lighting, things like the benches. Upstairs is a lot of fun too. This is where I have a lot of other crafting benches, the mill, the wheel, our alchemy, and then our kitchen corner over here too, which is really busy. You do get buffs from eating certain types of foods. Your health goes up as well. Seashells, decorations, tanning area, and just kind of a cool overlook here. This is great. I do a lot of fishing from here as I craft a lot of the fish dishes for that extra health bonus. Down here, got my garden plots set up. So this is just nice and close, easy to maintain all this stuff. I did move my food storage down here just to kind of move everything around. As long as you are inside this white kind of bullseye area of your base, whenever you go to craft something, it will pull it out of any of the chests that are within here. So I don't need to keep any of the items close to the workbenches. Everything gets pulled right out as long as you're within this circle area, which is quite large. That's kind of a tower I created. You know, there's not really a whole lot going on up here. I was just playing around with some building just to see how it would be to make a round building. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I didn't really have a plan to connect it to anything, but at least for now, it gives me some cool views and feels like a bit of a area for a cannonball, if you will. So again, floating kind of buildings over the water here, make our way up. Here's kind of my main storage area. I did my best to kind of create some variety with the types of storage containers just so it didn't look so, you know, one type of storage container or another. So I've got everything labeled here, just easy to grab things in and out of. I do like the crafting, or the sorting rather, so if you see on here it says deposit similar, so if you have items that are similar to what's in these containers kind of in your immediate radius, it just automatically dumps them in there. It does save a lot of time for dropping stuff off and kind of getting things organized. Here's kind of my main bedroom sleeping area. So again, lots of decorations. Creating the roof, I didn't really get the perfect footprint, so I have these weird little overhangs, especially working with this door. So I had this funny little ledge. I figured I'd put some chests up there, kind of make it feel like a special area. This is my main kind of fishing dock here. Lanai off of the living quarters. And then if we go through here, I've got another patio that overlooks the docks. You know, pretty scenic, pretty cool looking. This is built with a lot of the starter materials, starter blueprints. And as I made my way over here, I started to use just some better blueprints. I think we can see I got like a thatched roof style that I kind of changed this over and upgraded this. But it's been a lot of fun. I've done the first boss of 3 that are currently available. I've got a couple of items to upgrade before I go take on the next boss. I've managed to work my way through quite a few of the side quests too. And this recommended character level, it's actually not necessarily character level. I find it's more kind of your gear level, because you can upgrade your character quite a bit, but it's the gear that gives your damage output, your defense, and then all of your other stats that actually go towards beating the bosses. And then as we look on the map here, my base is here. I think the starter base was somewhere around here, maybe down here. And I've made my way up to here. This was one of the islands that had Blackbeard's treasure on it. And I found that these islands just have way cooler geographic features. There's a few that I marked as I checked around that had some cool features like big arches in the rocks. And I landed on this one with the idea to kind of create over this lagoon and build some stuff into the rocks. Yeah, here's some more of these Blackbeard's maps. That'll probably be on some cool islands. This is the main quest, some side quests. Naval combat in here is super fun too, as I've upgraded the ship quite a bit with my kind of add-ons with the hull, with the weapons, with the defense tactic or the ship tactics. Definitely makes taking on multiple ships of higher levels a heck of a lot easier and more fun. So looking forward to what this game has to offer. 70 hours in, I've kind of spent a lot of time dilly-dallying around, and especially playing with the base building, which has been really satisfying and quite a bit of fun. And I'm curious to see kind of how the game progresses going into finishing up the second boss, as well as getting to the swamp biome. And then as it comes out of early access, what they kind of do to help polish the game up, as well as create new tasks, new crafting stuff, and overall super fun game. So managing hunger, managing thirst. I actually don't manage thirst in this game, but managing hunger is pretty easy. You don't really die from it, but it does give you buffs in your gameplay. You don't have any penalty for not sleeping other than not regenerating stam as much. So those are easy to kind of increase as you play along in the game as well. And just kind of a fun, lightweight Souls-like combat life system and easy crafting as well. So hope you enjoy. Look forward to kind of making progress.